Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of Tiny Towns at high noon. Thank you guys for joining us once again. We are joined by, as always, by a lot of the AEG crew. We have Ryan Dancy.
Hello.
We have Mark Wooten.
How's it going, everybody?
We have Todd Rowland.
Hello, everybody.
Vlad, who's a big gray box right now, but he's doing a bunch of technical stuff so we can start streaming on other platforms other than just Facebook Live, but he's here.
Yay, hi everyone.
We have the designer of Tiny Towns, Pete McPherson, with us.
Howdy.
And our special guest today, excited about this one, is the Cardboard Kid.
Woo!
The Cardboard Kid runs a YouTube channel and has done many reviews. I first found out about her when she did a review for Cat Lady. Very excited. Pete, would you like to talk about what buildings we're playing with today?
Certainly. So we have, as always, the cottage. And then our gray building is the millstone. The red building is the farm. The green building is the inn. The yellow building is bakery. The black building is warehouse. And today we are playing with a new building, not yet before seen, called the monastery. So that should be visible in the feed. If you want to take a screenshot, put it off to the side, or just keep your eye on the feed. The building pattern should be up there, and it is going to score 1 point on its own, plus 1 point for every space between each monastery and the nearest fed cottage. So you will count the squares, not going diagonally, just going up, down, left, right, between each monastery and the nearest fed cottage, and it adds that many points to the monastery score. So if you had a monastery in the upper left-hand corner of your board and a cottage in the lower right-hand corner of your board, that monastery would score 6 points because there are 5 spaces between it and the fed cottage. So we are not playing with fortune today, so no coins, but you should, as always, deal yourself 2 random monument cards. Just be sure to take out the Starloom card and the Opalized Watch monument. So deal yourself 2 monuments and pick one at random to play with. Or not at random, pick one strategically to play with.
Wait, we're supposed to do strategy on the monuments. That's my mistake.
Well,
telling people to pick at random. That's how he wins, by telling people to pick at random.
That competitive edge. I mean, designers do have a history of just making up rules so they can win. They're like, oh, actually, I forgot to mention this rule.
Right.
I win. I designed the game. If you don't like it.
Well, usually in the process of playtesting, you call most of those rules. You should.
Yes. I mean, usually you get on have a nice developer come in and be like, wait a second, what about this rule that says Pete McPherson always wins Tiny Towns? I don't like that rule. We should get rid of it. And sometimes we edit the rules, so I always win.
And I would like to say hi to everyone on the chat. Hi to David, who has been playing with us every single game. Ernest, Adam, Leslie, Michael, Amy. Am I missing more people? Yes, Thomas, Alex, Katie, please, is here again, and Ariel Marsh, which I think is the first time visiting us, and he's saying that the Cardboard Kids rules.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Hello.
I think I just saw the Cardboard Cat over there.
Really?
Do you have a cat joining you today, Cardboard Kid?
Yes.
Cardboard cat.
What is your cat's name?
Jenny.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a vocal cat. I have to keep my. There's a picture by me, but I keep my door closed because my cat has definitely destroyed one too many towns in Tiny Towns. She'll love just jump up and she'll just go for like a big swipe or she'll just pick the church and take it off and like try to eat the church, and I just can't have that while we're streaming. All right, is everyone ready for the first resource of the day?
Yes.
Ready.
It's a wood.
That's a terrible resource.
That's the worst possible resource.
Well,
But I have a plan.
Blame the designer.
Not a good plan, but it is a plan.
Having a terrible day already, Josh.
Well,
We
Try to have
should get
some
somebody to sponsor the
positivity.
first resource.
It's important in these times to be very positive. That's another wood.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's over.
This is not good.
Round is done.
So I know my strategy now. I am going for the lowest possible non-zero score I can get that is not 0 or negative.
Wow.
Um,
Not how I wanted to start.
I don't know if anyone else out there has played it, but there's like a version of Seven Wonders called Seven Blunders where you try to get the lowest score possible. And there's another one for Agricola, and I don't remember what that one's called. I thought about making one of those for Cat Lady, but then it was like really too sad because then you're just purposely trying to starve your cats, and I didn't want to do that. But maybe Tiny Towns needs its own Blunders version. All right, your third resource is your choice. Your choice.
You don't think it's too sad that you're deliberately trying to starve your family in Agricola?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's super sad too.
That's true. No, it is
Just
more
don't
sad.
have a family. That's the secret.
More sad when it's cats, certainly.
Just feed the pigs.
Especially because like you're getting food and like you could feed them, but you're like, nah, I choose not to.
No, that's not good. That's not good.
All right, the fourth resource of the day is a brick.
Break.
Brick.
So we have additional guests on the chats, but on different platforms. We have some people on Twitter, we have some people on Twitch, and some other people on YouTube. And from today on, we will be streaming on different platforms, so you can start following us there too.
We are like multi-platform, multi-social. We're everywhere.
All right, your next resource is brick. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that was not good.
I really shuffled this deck, and I was like, I will be hailed as the greatest Tiny Towns caller after today. It's not starting off very well so far for me.
Josh, it's never gone well when you've been caller.
Yeah, you
Never
are.
gone well.
You need an auto shuffler.
That's worse than I did on Tuesday. That's worse than I did on Tuesday. And I was bad.
Caller then. All right. The next is your choice.
Yay.
So Cardboard Kid, what is the latest game you reviewed that's come out?
Latest?
Yeah.
The
most
latest.
recent.
The most recent.
Oh, most recent latest game. Okay. I feel like there's something lighter than.
No, we just want to know what the most
Not
recent.
later. Latest, most recent.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, then yeah, Smash Up probably.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Good answer.
Oh, that's right. You did a review of Big in Japan, didn't you?
Yeah, we're
Good answer.
going to be reviewing Smash Up probably every month.
Oh,
Good. Thank you.
Nice.
that's awesome. We'll definitely share all your videos.
Thank you.
For sure.
All right. The next resource is wheat. Wheat.
And when you say wheat, what do you really mean?
I think wheat is the best resource this game. I want all the wheat I can get.
Yeah, because
I
it's good
agree.
for cottages. It's in every building other than the millstone. I mean,
Okay,
You say wheat, right?
wheat.
You
Yes.
said wheat.
I'm going to build a cottage right now.
Nice.
First building. Here we go.
Okay, so
I built a farm, but
that way.
it's not a competition. All righty.
Way off in the corner.
Good place for it. Glass. See, I knew I would eventually not put down back-to-back resources.
Okay, I'm building another cottage.
Nice.
Putting those cottages in there early. Definitely always a good plan.
Way off in the
Gonna be
corners.
super tricky.
Yeah.
Super tricky.
I almost made a terrible mistake, and I didn't make it in the end. So, all right. Next up is your choice. Your choice.
I am building my monument.
Already?
It was an easy one. It was the Cathedral of Katarina. It only took 3 cubes.
Right.
Oh,
I'm building a farm.
me too.
And given today's setup, I want to know from the designer and developer why my farm doesn't make any wheat.
Why
Why-
it doesn't make any wheat?
It
Yeah,
does.
I need lots of wheat today. I want a farm that makes wheat.
Oh.
It's a subsistence economy,
It
dude.
makes the wheat to feed the cottages.
That's right. You know what?
Stone
I'm going
is
to unmake that
Oh,
farm.
Stone.
First
Go.
stone of the game.
I'm bringing it back.
Stone is definitely
I'm going to rewind.
a lesser resource for me today.
I think it's going to be a less resource for everybody.
Depends on what your monument is.
Actually, I'm changing my plan. I'm going for the least possible score while still building as many buildings as possible. Let's see how I can do.
Okay.
Just build all farms.
And
It's
I
another
can't
wheat.
pull that off.
Wheat is the call. Wheat.
Good stuff.
Building a farm.
Wheat is good.
Wow, is your third farm?
No. My first farm, but I
yeah.
have 2 houses built.
Yeah, she made 2 cottages and then now.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
translations mistakes.
It's all good.
All
All right. Next up, it is dealer's choice.
I'm building an inn, by the way. And dealer's choice is going to build me a
A
factory.
warehouse.
It's a warehouse today.
I mean a warehouse.
You know, Pete and I went through the trouble of naming all these buildings. Show some respect. All right.
Wow.
So what's the most difficult building that you have designed for Tiny Towns that it's already out?
Most difficult to play with, the hardest one for us to come up with.
The hardest one for you guys to come up with.
To come up with. I don't know. What do you think, Josh? Is there anything that stands out?
I mean, in like expansions, there are definitely in Fortune. There's a couple of buildings. I know the Cathedral was a really tough one because we wanted to be worth a lot of points, but we wanted to make sure that people couldn't like cheat their way into doing it by building the university. And we wanted there to be a way that if someone built it and then they realized like, oh, I don't want to build it. I think that was maybe the most difficult one. I know Parsonage was also difficult from there.
Yeah, there's another one we've designed that we have not shown yet that it was really difficult to get the wording just right, but I think it's become one of our favorite buildings. I think you know which one I'm talking about, Josh.
No clue.
Okay.
What's it called?
What's it called?
What's it called?
It's called the Folly Tower.
Oh, the Folly Tower.
Wow.
That's the most difficult building we've ever done. All right, Brick is next. Brick.
I'm gonna make a cottage.
So,
I think.
Do you have a favorite board game?
I'd say probably it's hard between Merchants and Marauders, Race Formula 90, Fury of Dracula, and Pursuit of Happiness. Those are my top 4, but I can never pick which one's my favorite.
It's okay.
Wow.
You should never feel like you have to rank these.
That's a good list.
You should always allow. You can always just say these are the top 5, and I'm not going to rank them. You can always refuse that. Fury of Dracula is a great game. That's Stone is next. I mean, those are all really good games. I'd be happy to play any one of those.
Oh no!
I have to keep referring back to this picture.
Yeah.
For the
I
monastery.
should have printed the card out today.
Yeah, cat hair. Always cat hair.
May have been a rookie mistake.
Katie said that she got her point salad in the mail today. Yes.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm asking the chat what's their favorite building on Tiny Towns. Let's see what they tell us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, interesting.
Good question.
I would be interested now. All right. And the last card of the deck is going to be your choice. Your choice.
Hmm.
All right. I'm building a monastery. I was happy to have the monastery card made because once again I get to repeat the joke that the monks are chipmunks. It's a really bad joke, but
that's a groaner.
Okay. I myself am not going to build something so interesting. I'm just going to build a plain old millstone.
All right.
Plain old millstone.
Do?
Millstones are important.
Stones are good 2 points.
I'm going to attempt the full square dance today. I'm going to have my monasteries on one side of my board and my cottages on the other.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the goal.
You figure out what you fill that middle with.
Sarah Scott says that her favorite her favorite building in Tiny Towns is the statue of the Von Maker. And Thomas is saying that the Coda is his favorite because it's always there for consistency. Also, Leslie.
Another cottage.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All these people are saying that they wanted more new cottages.
Yeah.
Statue of the Bomb Maker is one of my favorite pieces of art. I remember because I do the art direction for these for the Tiny Towns games, and I remember like saying very specifically that I wanted like a father and son frog. I think like looking up at a statue and of like a frog, and I think it turned out really. It feels sweet to me. I don't know.
Ernest is saying monster, and Amy is saying the ground mausoleum of the Rodina, because I can build a farm, orchard, or granary. Because if I can build a farm, orchard, and granary. Alice is saying that the greenhouse is her favorite. And Julian is asking the following questions. Will the upcoming expansions have buildings which require fortune, or it will be completely separate?
So the buildings will not require fortune. In fact, Josh, I think we can share that there's going to be a lot of buildings that are just base game buildings.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of the ones that we're playing with, like Monastery, would be in the next expansion. So there's a lot of ones that are just you don't need fortune. There is like one little thing in the game that if you have fortune, you can add like it's like basically one card you can play with, but you won't feel like a bad value if you don't have it. All right, new deck time. First card is a wheat. Let's say wheat.
Who is the bond maker?
He's a historical figure who negotiated a very important peace treaty.
Between I think the idea was the peace treaty between the different animals, right? That all came together because it's a frog, and I think there was like the animals of the forest, but then the frogs who are like water creatures. I think they wanted to be like in on that too. So
I just love the fact that I knew there was an answer to that question.
Yeah.
And there was.
look, and the chat can tell us if this is interesting at all. Like, but I've always thought that Pete and I are going to do a little recording of the secret history of Tiny Towns, just because there is a lot of weird ways that a lot of the stuff came up, and there's a lot of stuff that we put way too much thought in, and we would love to share it. Wood.
Ooh, I've been waiting for that for a little while.
Wood. That is not a current part of the plan.
So is he basically this world's version of the lawgiver from Planet of the Apes?
I am not familiar enough with Planet of the Apes.
Oh, you
to
kids!
answer that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've seen the original. I haven't seen anything beyond the original.
Well, okay, the lawgiver was mentioned in there a few times. There's a statue.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, like,
fine answer.
I've seen the original Planet of the Apes, and I've seen the Tim Burton remake, but we don't talk about that. But both were when I was like a child, so I don't remember or have an opinion on them.
So what do you think, Arborkit? Will you like to know more about the lore of Tiny Towns? And all those little stories that Josh and Pete had come out with?
I would like to know about why everybody has to live in a cottage. There's no other choices for where you live.
It's a very good question. It's a very good question.
Yeah.
When the game originally came to us, there were multiple different types of cottages. There was a brick cottage. There was a stone cottage. So everyone was still living in cottages, but at least they were slightly different cottages. Dealer's choice. Everyone choose your own thing. And I think in the end, what happened was I think the decision was that we wanted that staple building, and then like we kind of talked about this yesterday, that the cottage uses 3 resources, and then the gray building uses the other 2, and then since that will always be the same, like there will never be a setup where you have nothing to do with a resource.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna build my monument. So.
What monument are you building?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Glass is next. Glass.
Finally, a good call, Josh.
Yeah, been waiting for that.
Okay, so some of the chat says that they would love to live in the tithe barn. I don't know about that. The building makes it look nicer than what like a tithe barn is, but it's just like a big stone like warehouse.
The root cellar, on the other hand, I would totally live in the root cellar.
I would live in the Architects Guild. That's where I would live.
Sorry, Josh, what did you
You
say?
will all live in cottages.
We all live in cottages.
What did you say after player's choice?
Glass.
Have you built?
Well, there's multiple people who are saying that they would live in the tithe barn. It is an overwhelming response of people who are like, let me live there. It does have that beautiful yellow roof.
Don't judge me, but I'd live in the tavern.
Wheat. I will judge you.
Wheat.
Was
Wheat's
wheat the next call?
Wheat was the call.
Ernest says, Josh, you're not selling your game here. You're supposed to say, I love the tithe barn.
And I'm making my second monastery.
I'm going to take just a minute and tell everybody at home about a couple of the specials we have going on alderacstore.com. We just announced today that you can order Istanbul or the Istanbul Big Box, and with either of those, you're going to get Istanbul dice for free. There's no special code needed. All you got to do is add them to your cart, and it automatically adds the other one to your cart for you. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow will be the last day on our big Smash Up deal. So if you buy Smash Up before the end of the day tomorrow, you'll get your choice of expansion for free. So get that in. And we're also running our all aboard trains deal. You buy trains and you will get Train Maker for free with that. So definitely pick those up, and don't miss those deals. Free shipping in the US right now at alderacstore.com.
It's too many deals.
No, just enough deals.
Our choice, you said, sorry?
Our choice. It's our choice right now.
So just to
I'm
make
building
sure,
a second in.
Josh, just confirming, this round has been wheat, wood, player's choice, glass, wheat, player's choice.
You are correct, Vlad.
Thank you.
David Bauer
So, Cardboard Kid, does your whole family play games together, or are there only a few gamers in your family?
No, all of us play games together, but sometimes I can't join in on a couple of games because either they're too long or they're not appropriate.
Gotcha. That's great though that you have a family of gamers. That's a very wonderful thing to have.
Do any of your friends are they also gamers? Are you getting them introduced, or are you sort of the only one that plays the games?
I'm really the only one. I mean, they play like family games, like the things that you can buy at the toy store, like I don't know, Monopoly and Clue and that sort of stuff. But like, I'm really the only one that plays like Smash Up, Everdell, Cat Lady.
You should try to convince them. You should just be like, hey, you should play this game with me. Start them off with a couple of the easier ones, get them a little Cat Lady going, and then soon you can just suck them into your world.
I introduce them to Tabletopia. Unfortunately, I can't just go over there and bring a board game because,
Yes. You'll have to wait a little while for that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brick, everybody, brick.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm building a bakery.
Nice.
We're getting close to a Luke Peterson certified table flip. Need some help.
Mm-hmm.
You're unhappy with the resource column? Is that what I'm hearing, Ryan?
It's challenging.
Okay, well, what about this?
I like all the things you called. I just don't like them in this order.
Ooh, double brick.
Double brick. Another brick.
You are testing me. Testing me.
Last round we had double brick, and this round we have double brick again. Hard.
Well, you should have built that warehouse. You could have stored the resources for later.
So, Cardboard Kid, what game does your family play the most, would you say?
I haven't personally played it yet, but Mom and Dad, especially when we have other people over too, like guests, they usually play Detective City of Angels a lot. So, yeah.
Cool.
Takes place in where I am at right now. Takes place in Los Angeles. All right, dealer's choice. Ryan, hopefully that helps you out.
It did. That was a big help.
I am building a bakery. My first bakery of the game.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of was a little slow on the bakeries, but I plan to build like 4 bakeries this game.
Okay. I'm finally building my monument.
And which monument is it?
Shrine of the Elder Tree.
Oh, nicely done.
Perfect.
Okay.
How many points did you get to be worth?
So I can just gather up all the resources. 5 points.
Perfect.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, so now here's the problem. Where should I put it? Let's put it off in the corner.
Always the problem.
You have to not only worry about being able to build the buildings, but also where you're going to place those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we have a wheat. A wheat.
Wheat.
I don't think it's possible for you to call too much wheat this game for me.
It's like the first time in Tiny Town's history where wheat is like the most abundant resource.
Yep.
Yep, it always seems to come up, and you're almost always using it, so it's very helpful.
Alrighty. Next up, we have glass. I need to think of whether I'm happy about that glass or not. I am. I'm happy about that glass.
There's my first bakery.
You can have. Okay.
Alrighty. And it's dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
Building another warehouse.
I am building a second monastery.
Building a second millstone. I'm just surrounding My poor bakery. Poor bakery. Nobody's going to visit because it's all surrounded by millstones, no houses. Sad.
I tripped on like 3 millstones trying to get your bakery. I wouldn't be attending it. All right, everyone. It's that time for dealer's choice.
Okay. I'm building another cottage.
That came fast.
I will be putting down a wheat. You know, the warehouse was my first building I built, and I still haven't put anything in it.
Same here. Same here.
I'm a little disappointed whenever that happens because I'm like, oh, did I need one at all? Although I'll be surrounded by bakeries, so hopefully that will still prove to be worthwhile. Alrighty, next up we have a wood. And that goes into my warehouse.
Same here. That's going to stay there until the end of the game when I make a millstone.
That's kind of how I feel. All right. Next up, another.
Wow.
I should have done all that talking about my warehouse and.
Did you just say another wood?
Another wood.
Wood.
I might make a farm for no reason.
Often before he woods again.
Okay, where am I going to put this other
Double
thing?
woods, double brick seem to be the norm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put it here at random.
All right. We have your choice. Your choice.
Yes. Building a millstone.
It's a good way to get rid of that wood.
Yes. Definitely.
So, have you ever considering scoring in tiny towns depending on the way your town looks and what's close to each other? Well, close to each other we have, but how your town actually looks?
Just aesthetically?
Yeah.
Just aesthetically, like the style points.
Yeah, just because. So since the cardboard kid was mentioned, nobody will go to that building because it's full of surrounded by. Was it wells?
The millstones.
The millstones, yeah. So I was wondering if you ever considered doing that.
You know, I mean, I hope everyone is able to look at their tiny town at the end of the game and appreciate it from an aesthetic point of view. I really like games where you get to build something and admire it no matter how well you do. So I hope that everybody feels that way to an extent. You know, and if groups at home wanted to award style points for towns, I think that'd be a great house rule.
Okay.
So we got a question from the chat that
the one from Katerina.
Yeah, it's is there a board game you guys would never play again? And that is one of those questions that
Pandemic.
that is a question that I don't like to answer because I don't. Ever since I started designing games, I'm a little bit worried about ever saying something bad about a game because then I don't want that designer to start being like, well, I hate your games. So that is a tough thing. But I can answer that question in sort of a roundabout way of saying there are some games that I'll never play again because I think that they take too long. Like I will never play another game of diplomacy, I don't think.
I was just going to say the same thing, Josh. Not about diplomacy, but I will probably never play Arkham Horror 2nd Edition again because it is just too long. I've played it several times, maybe 3 or 4 times. It's one of my game group's favorite games, but I would rather play 6 other games than one game, personally.
Cardboard Kid, do you have an answer?
I'd probably say Ghostbusters, the board game, because it takes too long and, well, I don't want to say this, but it's really broken. It's just...
We got a dealer's choice coming up, Josh.
No, you just had a dealer's choice. It's
Oh,
the new.
sorry, I didn't put it down.
He's just shuffling it to get rid of the wood.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
shuffling to
shuffle.
not get double wood or double brick again.
I'm actually taking like a lot of time to shuffle. Like I'm like I shouldn't have to shuffle 15 cards this many times, but I'm just so nervous.
Ryan,
All right, here we go.
Ryan, do you think
Yeah.
there is an optimal way to shuffle?
Glass.
Do I think there's an optimal way to shuffle? Well, I was taught in dealer school that you shuffle a certain pattern to optimize randomness, but it's hard to imagine that what you do when you shuffle a poker deck is like what you do when you shuffle a Tiny Town deck. But yes, I believe you can optimize your shuffle.
So you actually went to dealer's school?
Not exactly. I used to participate in a poker league in Atlanta called the Atlanta Poker Club. It's like a bowling league. You play for points, not for money. And they had a certified dealer program, which was the equivalent of getting the same instruction you would get if you went to dealer school to like deal in Vegas. So I consider myself a certified dealer.
Nice.
Which has no value in tiny towns, which, as you can see from my board, is currently chaos.
Yeah, I can see your board.
It's a mess. I originally planned to have the strategy of having 4 cottages and 4 monasteries, but I'm starting to think that I'm better off to just build 1 cottage.
Mom.
So I think a game that I will never play again is Cosmic Encounters, and it's not because I think the game is bad. It's because I was forced to play it so many times by my ex-girlfriend that I just feel that I don't want to touch it for a while, for a long while. She was just very excited about it. She loved it so much.
Dealer's choice, everyone. Dealer's choice.
Oh, what did you say after glass, Josh?
A wheat. It went glass, wheat, and now dealer's choice.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm building a cottage.
And Todd, do you have a game that you will never play again?
I don't think so right now. I'll try just about anything again.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have anything in particular that I would say no to every time.
And do you have a game that you would like to go back right now and play it if you could after this game of Tiny Towns?
That's a good question.
Well, I'll play Root at the drop of a hat. Even the hint of a Root game gets me excited. I got my little Root buddy right here, just in case.
Brick, everyone, brick. Brick.
Very cool, Josh.
Ooh, I didn't.
You never know when you're going to need a little vagabond to.
It's great.
And I just built Archive of the Second Age, which I think is a pretty good monument in this setup. Every building is pretty viable.
Right.
What about you, Mark? Do you have a game that you would like to go and play right now after Tiny Towns? Or do you have a game that you don't like to play and you will not like to play anymore?
Oh, I'm not going to talk about games I don't want to play anymore. I'm far too nice for that. I'm with Josh. There's too many people can say too many bad things about something I've done, so I'm not going to criticize anybody else's game.
Sure.
Is there a game I'd like to play right now after Tiny Towns? Well, I'm always up for a game of War Chest.
I can see that.
Wood.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh my
Josh.
gosh.
I just dropped.
Wood ruined
My warehouse is holding 3 wood.
So is mine.
This is horrible.
For those of you who don't have warehouses, I don't know
amazing.
what you were doing with those wood.
A lot of farming,
Yeah.
I suspect. A lot of farming or a lot of empty squares that aren't going to have anything in them.
All right. Ernest says, what about Pandemic Legacy? They're talking about Pandemic. And, I've played both Pandemic Legacies, and I like Legacy games a lot. And, it will be a while before I want to play a Pandemic game. But I would play through, like, a Pandemic Legacy again.
Have you heard about the latest button shy contest, Josh?
No. What is it?
They're having a contest to design an 18-card legacy game. And I'm really curious to see what comes out of that competition.
Those contests are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm building my monument, which is the Grove University.
I have, I got a message one day from someone who lives in LA, and they worked in video games, and they basically told me they wanted to get into board game design, and so we did kind of like an informational interview, and then he showed me some things he was working on Button Shy, and then he won one of the competitions, and then signed another game with Button Shy. So he's got 2 Button Shy games coming out. So. And so it's just funny that he got 2 games signed in sort of the matter of a month. It was pretty funny.
Wow.
As a game designer whose second game just came out,
Yeah.
Well, when you make games that are just 18 cards, you can make a whole lot of them really quickly.
Wood.
Did you say another wood, Josh?
Another wood. You know,
We got
This board is the
player
worst.
choice wood, correct?
yes.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
This is terrible. Josh, you are the worst caller.
And there is a big possibility that we're getting another wood after this one.
I can't believe I'm playing this game live on camera. I can't even cheat.
Or brick.
Okay. Okay.
Cardboard Kid, how's your town going?
Pretty good. I mean, it's a little crowded. Wheat. Perfect. Okay,
Wheat.
I'm going to build my second farm.
Or cottage.
Get that all settled.
Do we have a player's choice coming up here?
The next call is going to be player's choice.
Oh, look at that. I actually got a little more.
It says that they need stone, and I agree. I need stone.
Stone has only been called 2 times in this whole game.
The weird thing right now is I'm in the middle of a Clank Legacy game, and I think by the time we get back to being able to play that, we're just gonna have to reread the whole rule book, and we're not gonna know what because there's so many extra rules. Cardboard Kid, have you played a Legacy game yet?
Yes, I played and reviewed Aeon's End Legacy a while back. I haven't played any other Legacy games though.
Did you like the experience of a Legacy game?
Yes. I've been wanting to try another one, but I never have time. And I've been wanting to replay Aeon's End Legacy, but we never have time for that either. So we're just we'll wait.
It is a lot of dedication. I'll go to my gaming group, and we always play every week. We'd be like, okay, the first game we play is our Legacy game, whether it was Clank Legacy or Pandemic Legacy or Pandemic Legacy Season 2 or Charterstone or whatever. And then I get down and I start playing it, and I see someone else with some new game or some game I really like, and I go, oh, I want to be playing that game instead. But then I got to play my Legacy game, so it's a lot of commitment for sure. All right. It is time for the all-important dealer's choice. So for those out there who have been waiting for that stone that they need right now, that is the best I can do for you.
It felt like 2 dealer's choices in a row.
No. I mean,
Okay.
I said it was going to come up, and then I didn't call it yet, and then I
already quit for that.
I understand. Okay. All right. So we're still waiting for the next card.
yes.
All right.
All right. Next up
Yes.
is a wood.
Oh, you're
A wood?
kidding me.
Did you say another wood?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just said it.
I'm done.
He's the worst.
Okay. I'm making a farm with 2 of those wood that were called, and this runs through the deck. I still have a warehouse full of 3 wood.
I've got a warehouse full of 3 wood and I can't make a farm.
The only good thing I can say about this game is that I got 20 points.
Nice.
Stone is the only call that doesn't put me out.
My whole strategy just utterly
Katie
failed
is
with those
also
straws.
out.
Every single
Not good.
time I'm the caller. People have a problem with the amount of wood that I call. It's either too much or too little.
Strange how that works.
And so it's very.
Try harder.
Glass.
I'm out.
I knew I could do it. I knew I could call something that wasn't
Wood.
Wood.
Glass is terrible news for me.
Sometimes I think that you secretly removed the stone cards from that deck, though.
Yeah, I would be shocked. That's the kind of player he is.
Adam wants the monastery explained one more time. So the monastery scores 1 point plus the number of spaces in between it and the closest cottage. So if you have them at the top of your board, there would be the monastery, 2 spaces, and then a cottage. So it would be worth 3 points total, 1 plus 2.
So Josh, Damjan is saying that he needs some wood. Can you give him more wood, please?
I feel like that's just trolling going on now.
It feels impossible.
It feels hard to believe that someone really wants wood right now.
Maybe they have
I mean, look, if you have Statue the Bomb Maker, maybe you just have a good way to just dump all that wood. But right now it is dealer's choice. So dealer's choice.
You can have all the wood you want.
Wheat, and I'm building another cottage. Oh, this cottage broke. That's okay.
And Alice is saying no.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make the safer play, and I am going to build a inn.
Build a inn.
Build a inn. Build an inn.
An inn, yes.
All right. We don't need people to be commenting. I'm pretty sure I said Anne. All right.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
I think because I was like build and then I didn't know what I was going to be building, and then I realized like, oh, I'm building an inn. Inn. Silly. Okay. It was wheat. Wheat was the call. Wheat. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with that wheat. I feel like this is my.
Maybe I should have worn the red helmet today. So try that tomorrow.
So Katie is out with 24 points. Adam Lund is out with 23 points. Adam Meringer is out with 23 points. And Damjan is out with 19 points.
All right, everyone. Brick is the next choice.
Wow. 2
and
rounds with no stone.
And that might save. Yeah. I am going to look through the deck and just be like, there is a.
That will be funny.
Given that I had Grove University as my monument, which required 2 stone, I'm going to call foul if I find the stone missing from the deck.
No, it's in there. It's in there. All right, everyone. And the last card of the deck is Dealer's Choice.
Yes.
I am building a second bakery. I thought I was going to build 4 bakeries today. I was like, I'm going to put 2 next to my warehouse and 2 next to my farm. And I am building my second bakery right now. So I'm a little behind.
Oh.
I'm having one of those moments where I've looked down at my board and I have no idea why the resources are where they are. I have no clue.
They're in there.
I do not know how to salvage this. It is bad.
Are you still playing there, Todd? Are you still in?
Oh, yeah. No, I just finished.
I was going to say, you've been very quiet there. I'm waiting for Todd to come in at the end and score. Say, I score 67 points.
Right, yeah. My strategy of scoring.
No one's scoring 67 points today. No one's scoring 67 points.
That's a bold claim. Probably true.
Okay.
But still bold.
Can't do anything.
All right. I'm shuffling. Here we go. First card is Stone.
Yay!
And you said you didn't have any in the deck.
Now you call it.
And Sarah is saying that she won again with 24 points.
Nice.
Okay, I'm finished. I'm dead. I cannot.
Yeah, you and me both.
All right.
There's 3
If
woods
this
that
is
I might
one
have
of-
that would really enjoyed that stone a bit earlier.
If this is one of 2 resources, I have a chance.
And Michael says that, well, but she managed to let me buy the big Istanbul box. So I feel like I win too. What was the resource, Josh?
It's a wood.
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 Don't tell me you
I
need wood,
can't
Josh.
believe it.
I didn't need wood. All right. I'm going to be putting that wood in my warehouse and then taking out a stone from it.
I can't see Vlad's cube by cube display on our Zoom call, but I'm sure that it just looks like a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Well, wood have been called 9 times. It's the most called resource in this game.
Wow.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell based on the random millstones and my warehouse full of wood. It's basically just a lumber yard now. All right. It is now that scary call for me because it's dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
And there goes the stone.
Do I play it safe or do I play it risky?
Risky always. What are you thinking?
I don't know. People at home, do they feel like I should play safe?
Always risky.
Always risky.
So Ernest asks Pete and Josh what the highest scores that we've ever gotten are.
I think I've gotten about 54, I want to say. Probably in a chapel game or a cloister game.
I think I got 62 is the highest.
You got 62.
I think so.
Which buildings?
Well, so I did a chapel cottage greenhouse game in Fortune.
Yeah.
With whatchamacallit, with Barrett Castle. And I think it was, I think I had like 7 cottages and I had like 6 chapels. It was a really crazy game. And I specifically set that up to just try to break my highest score. Oh, I need to do my dealer's choice. Okay, risky. All right. I need a brick or a wheat. Here we go. And it's a brick.
He just set this deck up to destroy us.
Mm-hmm.
What, the brick hurts you?
Maybe that's what all the lengthy shuffling.
It's not what I needed, but it doesn't matter. I have what I need in my warehouse. I actually need
guys, I'm
wood.
secretly a magician, and I have been
Removing all the cards that we only.
I've been sort of. Trust me. I am not happy about all this wood.
Who's still playing?
I'm still playing. I know.
Josh is playing. Pete is playing. Who else is playing?
No, I'm not. I'm all done.
Peace out. Okay, that's
It's
another.
just Josh. Very suspicious.
Wow, another
Another
break.
brick.
Oh.
That was not as much. That was not as what I liked. Okay. Then next up is dealer's choice. I am going to choose.
Leslie's out with 25. Amy's out with 29. And he says that he got 1 cottage and 4 monasteries. And Amy's telling us that she ended up with 6 milestones.
I'm going to choose stone and build a millstone. That won't score me any points, but I will do that. Okay. Next up is wheat, and I will take out a wood, and if the next thing is a stone, then I at least get one more thing. And it is All right, and then I am out on the dealer's choice. That's a dealer's choice.
So what did you say after the wheat, Josh? Wheat?
It was wheat, stone, dealer's choice.
Thank you.
I just built several millstones in a row. Luckily, with my warehouse being full of wood, but I don't think it's going to score me many points. All right. It is that fun time for scores.
Okay, and I will put some random resources on the board for the people that is still playing.
Do you want me to go around everybody while you're totaling up, Josh? Okay, Ryan, what did you score?
20 points.
20, 2-0.
I shot par.
Cardboard Kid, what did you get?
25.
25.
Nice.
Good score. Pete?
26. Everything was going according to plan.
Pete, by 1 point.
Yeah. I just looked down and...
Myself?
Yeah.
I did it. I built 12 buildings and scored exactly 0 points.
Wow!
Whoa!
Good job, Todd!
Only 4
Exactly
Player
0.
ever.
A perfect 0. Good job, Todd.
Wow.
So I scored 21, so I did okay, but not great. And Josh?
37.
Wow.
Wow,
How many?
good game,
The
Josh.
heck? 37.
Yeah, I have this weird board where I just have a bunch of.
It has 5 more squares.
Yes.
I only have one empty square, but I was able to, just use that wood. So I used my dealer's choice to do a stone to build a millstone, and then wheat went into my warehouse to get out another wood, and then I got the stone, and so I got kind of lucky there at the end that I could kind of swap out things for just sort of fill up with millstones there at the end. They weren't worth a lot, but my monument was worth 6, and then I had 16 points in monasteries. I did 3 monasteries here in the corner, and then just 1 cottage over here. So
I had 8. I had 18.
5 and then 1 was 6.
So Theodore is
The rest of my board didn't work, but that part worked.
Ernest is claiming that I'm adding up points for both my boards. I only played 1 board today. And actually, after yesterday, it'll be a while before I play 2 boards again.
Theodore is out with 33. I think that's the highest score on the chat today.
That's a
Sarah
good
is
score.
out with 28. And David is out with 23. And Ernest with 25. Good game, everyone.
Yeah.
Good game.
We leave some additional resources on the board if you want to. If you're still playing, you get the chance to play with those resources.
Cardboard Kid, is there a website or a URL that YouTube we should direct people to?
Well, it's pretty easy. You just search up the Cardboard Kid and then like first thing on there. So.
All right.
And that's your YouTube channel,
good to
right?
win in SEO. Yeah.
My Twitter is at cardboard_kid if you want to check me out on there. That's about it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for joining us so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming along.
Anything else that we need to go over?
We need to ship you a new set of cards so you don't do that much wood in the future.
Yes.
They weren't sticking together. The fact was that they were perfectly spaced apart from each other.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I built
thanks
four
everybody
millstones that game. I built 4 millstones that game.
Thanks to everybody who joined us today on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and like all the socials. Good work, Vlad.
Thank you. And thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us once again. It's been a nice little respite for you guys. Everyone out there, stay inside, stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.